Man, first things first is reputation in a major way. So one of the most, I don't know, maybe confusing things for me about our political system is that people will just blindly commit to a party. Like, I don't care about the individual's track record. I don't care about his history. I don't care about nothing. If I'm a Republican, I'm a Republican, period. If I'm a Democrat, I'm a Democrat, period. I don't want to hear nothing else about the candidates. I have blind loyalty to this party, regardless of who's representing the party.
Do you want to go deeper than that, or you just want to leave it as...
I'm leaving it there.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Politics as I talk.
Okay, good.
That's what people do with Dak Prescott. There's blind loyalty to Dak Prescott, or there's blind hatred for Dak Prescott. Some people are just like, I love him. He's a quarterback for America's team. He's traversed so much in his life. I love him. He can do no wrong. Others are like, I hate him. He can do no right. He's been handed so much by Jerry Jones. He's the quarterback for America's team. I hate him. He can do no right. Then there are the independents. I would say that you, Marcellus Wiley, are an independent. Green Party, if you will. You're not like the Bucky Brooks who blindly loves Dak Prescott.
Oh, really? Democrat.
Many people say I blindly hate Dak Prescott. But you, Seller, an independent, right? Like, you started the season, Dak should be the MVP. Then as Dak started struggling, you were like, you know what, I need to see more. Dak's reputation is at stake for the independents this Sunday. Because if you love Dak, you're going to love him. It really don't matter if he struggles, if he doesn't struggle. If you dislike Dak, you're going to be like, see, I told you so. But over the course of this season, the independents' eyes have been illuminated to who Dak Prescott really is. Coming into the season, the independents likely swayed on the side of Dak Prescott. Like you, Marcellus Wiley, 3, 4, 5 weeks into the season. You and Bucky Brooks were all in on Dak. Bucky's still all in on Dak, but about week 10, 12, 14, you were kind of like, hey, now, Dak Prescott, you ain't really top 5. You ain't really top 10. I always along have been like, you know what, Dak, you're barely top 10 in my opinion. Dak is now playing for the reputation of the independents. He's always going to have his blind loyalists. He will always have the people who, I don't even need to hear what you stand for. I'm going to vote for you, period, because you're the quarterback for America's team. He'll always have his blind haters. I don't care how you perform. I'm going to vote against you because you're the quarterback for America's team. But this game is going to sway those people that actually are fairly open-minded, and I would argue that the majority of football fans are fairly open-minded outside of the Cowboys fans and the Cowboys haters.
Really?
Right? That's only 4 teams. Cowboys fans, that's 1 team. Cowboys haters, and maybe Eagles, Giants, Washington. Maybe you want to throw in the Steelers in there if you want to. Maybe you want to throw in the Niners because of the historical beef. So Dak's reputation, America, is at stake primarily for the independents, which is a majority of football fans.
Interesting. I love the take. And I'm going to steal some of that take and take it somewhere else. But right now, what's at stake for Dak Prescott on Sunday? Only one thing. And it's not even in reputation. And it's not all on Dak. It's just the simple fact that these Dallas Cowboys that we saw this year with the #1 offense, with the #1 scoring offense, #1 in takeaways, can't be one and done in the playoffs. Now, that's greater than Dak Prescott. But you notice with Dak Prescott that people always fail English. They always mess with the pronouns. They always look at the Dallas Cowboys and say, you, Dak Prescott, when it needs to be y'all, Dallas Cowboys. You notice when they always talk about Dak Prescott, they always look at him and say, you, Dak Prescott, need to do something when they need to do something. And it's crazy that Dak Prescott has found themselves in the playoffs before, losing record, 1-2. But, you know, Dak Prescott hasn't played horrible in the playoffs. You look at Dak Prescott, the matchup against Aaron Rodgers. Let's go back to that one. Dak Prescott went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, actually beat him in passer rating, actually had more touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers, only 1 interception like Aaron Rodgers had. You look at this right now and you're like, hold on. Why are we putting all the blame? Why are we messing with the pronouns when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and putting it all on Dak Prescott? Now, let me be real up here. It's because people don't want Dak Prescott to be who he is. Dak Prescott is someone who's sitting there saying, look, y'all got so much great advice on who I should be and who I am as a quarterback. You ever get this kind of advice? Somebody tell you, hey, Acho, you should do A, B, and C. And you're like, well, won't you do it then, fool? Dak Prescott is sitting there quietly right now saying, hey, I'm the leader of the best offense in football. I'm the leader of the Dallas Cowboys. Everything that I've received, I have earned. But y'all think that I'm something that I'm not. So this is who Dak Prescott is. Reminds me of LeBron James. Ooh, you ready for this? LeBron James is sitting there saying, damn, everywhere I go, social media, this world, people always trying to tell me who I'm not. You're not Michael Jordan. Oh, you're not the GOAT. Okay, that's fine. You ever have somebody come up to you and tell you who you're not? Doesn't really bother you. You know what really bothers you? When someone tells you who you are, and you looking at them like, fool, that's not who I am. People look at Dak Prescott and say he is a ordinary quarterback. People look at Dak Prescott and say his reputation's on the line for one game. When Dak Prescott's like, I'm a fourth rounder who became a franchise quarterback who set the NFL records. All I know is Dak Prescott is sitting there saying, this is a collective effort, but somehow, some way, y'all always mess with the pronouns and always want to single me out.
I like that take. I'm going to focus in and hone in on that because I don't know who Dak Prescott is. It appears that you do. I'm not convinced that y'all do, and I'm going to go to the big board and let's have a collective conversation.
Well, he's up there, I think. I see pictures of him all around.
About who Dak Prescott is.
Look at him.
I got to get my workout in, y'all. I got to get my workout in. Sell America, what we can all agree on is this. Tier 1 of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. We can all agree on Tier 1A. Now, I throw Tier 1C as Russell Wilson because I don't think Russell Wilson is one letter below them. I don't think he's 1B, but I do think Russell Wilson is ahead of the next group of quarterbacks. So Tier 1, Rodgers. You saw Mahomes, you saw Brady. Now, Tier 2 is this group of quarterbacks. Herbert, Carr, Allen, Dak, Murray, Stafford, Burrow, Jackson. Sel, I was thinking about it all day, all morning, like, yo, who's better? You could make an argument for Herbert, but his talent doesn't translate to wins. Derek Carr, 3 Pro Bowls plus an MVP vote, but he hasn't even started in a playoff game yet. Josh Allen, he was second in the MVP race last year, but he spazzes at times. Then you have Dak Prescott, and I can go through all of the list. Here's the thing about this game this weekend. Dak Prescott has to move up in positioning. He has to separate himself from this group. For anybody you wanted to argue is head and shoulders above one of the others, you could make an argument that they're absolutely not. So as I look at it, Sel, I'm like, yo, I can't tell who I want to take, who's going to differentiate themselves. Patrick Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, they differentiated themselves. Russell Wilson, he is differentiated himself. We know Russ, we're going to take him ahead of taking Dak. We know we're going to take Rodgers, Mahomes, and Brady before taking Dak. But one more time, if we look at the next list, everybody else is just everybody else. If Dak wins this game, what Dak Prescott can do is start to separate himself ahead of Burrow, who has no playoff wins, ahead of Carr, who has no playoff wins, ahead of Herbert, who has no playoff wins, ahead of Stafford, who has no playoff wins, ahead of Murray, who has no playoff wins. If Dak Prescott wins, he moves up in positioning ahead of all these other young quarterbacks, young outside of Stafford, young outside of Carr. If Dak Prescott loses, all of a sudden, bump him to the back of the list, big dog. 1-3 in the playoffs? Oh, give me all these other cats before I get Dak Prescott. So what else is at stake for Dak besides his reputation is his positioning amongst the next generation of great quarterbacks. And that's going to be huge because Brady's not going to play forever, Rodgers ain't going to play forever, and Russell Wilson ain't going to play in Seattle much longer. Dak has this positioning at stake, Sel, and I think that is of the utmost importance as he heads to play these Niners on Sunday.
Oh, tremendous. You went up there and you put Dak Prescott next to Justin Herbert. That's high praise right there for Justin Herbert. And Dak Prescott as well. Let's be real about that, man. Oh, God. Why is Dak Prescott's legacy teetering in the balance right now? To me, I think that is being supported by logical fallacy.
Okay, talk to me.
Let's talk about why. Because Dak Prescott could do no right when it comes to the playoffs in terms of their losses. Dak Prescott goes against Aaron Rodgers, outperforms Aaron Rodgers. You look at the numbers right here.
Oh. Can we really say that? If you watched the game, and I was at the game in 2016, I think
I had a better view then. I watched it.
We would be lying to say Dak outperformed Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, did Dallas defense give up a season-high 34 points to Green Bay in that loss? Yes, they did. Did Dak have a 103 passer rating and Aaron Rodgers only had a 96? Yes, he did.
Sure.
Did he have 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Aaron Rodgers only had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception? Yeah. Kept pace with Aaron Rodgers. I don't even want to argue with my brother.
Fair. Thank you, sir.
Kept pace with him. I performed him too. But the point is, and the defense, where were y'all? Defense had a season-high points given away. Who do we blame? Come on, Dak. You can't outperform Aaron Rodgers and your own defense? Okay, let's go to Los Angeles Rams when he plays them in a playoff game. Zeke goes out there for 20 carries, 47 yards. Good. Who do we blame? Dak. When you going to get over the hump? When you going to get the playoff win? He beats Russell Wilson. People respect that. But like you said, people don't even call that a signature win. Don't even call it a signature moment. He beat a Super Bowl champion, a guy who's been in 2 Super Bowls, a guy who Russell Wilson is an elite quarterback. He beats him, outdoes him. No praise for Dak. But then we always criticize Dak when Zeke doesn't show up, when the defense doesn't show up, and when he actually keeps pace or outperforms Aaron Rodgers the Great. That's why I'm like, why is his legacy teetering in the balance? Oh, because it's based on logical fallacy. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to talk about how Dak Prescott just suffers from people trying to tell him who he is instead of who he ain't. And he rather people tell him who he's not. He knows he's not the best quarterback in the game, but all Dak really wants is his fair due. Forget all this tremendous respect and excessive respect and, oh, y'all got to gloat over me and call me the GOAT. Forget all that. Just give me what's mine. And that's the problem with Dak Prescott. Same problem I faced growing up. Let's personalize this. Growing up, you heard a lot of athletes were dumb jock. You remember hearing that? Do they still say that? I don't know. I don't hear it as much, but you're a dumb jock. Soon as you come back from football practice, somebody say, oh, you dumb. You're like, wait a minute, I was smart before I went, and now I'm a dumb jock. Point being, I always thought about going to a school with a high academic reputation just to get that out of the conversation when speaking of me. Okay, but you know why it really got to me? It really rubbed me the wrong way? Because I knew that I was in a situation where I wasn't a genius. So when people say you ain't a genius because you went to Columbia, I'm like, duh. But you know what I hated? When people told me I was a dumb jock. Dak Prescott is sitting there saying, hey, why don't y'all just tell me who I am? I'm a damn good quarterback, if not great quarterback, whatever it is. But y'all keep trying to over here talk about something else. Oh, Dak Prescott, he's not good. The dude makes $75 million a year. Is that something that you give to some suspect player? Is that something that they just walk into the NFL locker room and say it's for you? Dak has earned everything that he's gotten to this point. And hopefully this weekend he can earn a little more.